Celtics Talk Weekly in the house, baby.
Alrighty, we're here with Green Runs Deep again. Thanks for having us at your booth. We appreciate it. How long has your booth been open for?
I began selling stuff here in August.
And what was it that made you want to start collecting sports memorabilia?
So as a young kid going to like Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins games, just like always going to the pro shop and buying cool stuff. But then that feeling when that cool thing that you bought is sold out and it's never gonna come back, like just holding on to that item, and like over the years, like that item could be worth like 4, 5, 6 times, like depending on demand. So like things like that, it got me like excited to collect cool like limited edition bobbleheads and stuff. So like little by little, that's how I became a crazy collector. But like you always evolve as a collector and whatnot, and like a lot of the stuff that I've bought over the years, that's where I bring it here. After I'm done with it, I sell it to other people so they could enjoy it.
That's interesting. Is there something that comes to mind right away that fits that description, where something you bought that you knew was going to be worth so much in a few years, but it was just sold out? Is there any piece that comes to mind when I bring that up right here?
When Red Auerbach was like passed away, they made this like statue thing, and they only made like 1,000 of them, and it was like $100 to buy it. And like I just knew one day this guy is a legend, so like these things are gonna sell for a lot more. And now that piece that I'm speaking about that was $100 is like $1,500 now. And I only have one of them, but like if I could go in a time machine and buy like 20 of them, that probably would have been a good investment, right?
Do you remember the first sports related antique that you got, and was it a gift or did you buy it yourself?
So my love for like collecting sports antiques and stuff, it's definitely like self-fueled. I introduced myself to everything that I like these days, but I would say like I first fell in love with vintage pins, like the pins that people put in their hats and whatnot. Like I just love to collect like sets of pins and stuff. I have over like 2,000 pins in my own personal collection, but like as you know, you could only put on a certain amount of them on hats, so I have to sell some now, you know?
Has it been hard for you to part ways with any of your items?
Recently I had a hat here that was for sale for $300. It was like autographed by Dave Cowens and Robert Parrish, and like I put a price tag on it that it was like a fair price. It wasn't like asking too much, but like when it sold, a little piece of my heart broke. So yeah.
Actually, what's one item that you can't part ways with?
So I'm very crazy about my hat collection, and there's a lot of hats in my collection that I would never put a price tag on. So I'm gonna just throw out a name of a hat. It's called the Celtic Shark Tooth hat, and those will never leave my collection no matter how much money I'm offered.
How difficult was it to find some of these relics?
It's cool, like I have like all of my alerts set on all different websites if people ever put things for sale, but like there are hundreds of people after like the antiques that I'm after also, so like I'm competing with a lot of other people to buy the things I buy these days. Like, and not only that, but a lot of this stuff is a view of me waking up at like 5 in the morning to go to flea markets over the years too. Like I wake up every Sunday at 5 a.m. to go to flea markets before the people are awake, you know?
What's the farthest you think you've ever driven to get a Celtics antique?
There's a place called Farmingdale, New York, and I drove there to get like a courtside Celtics chair.
Wow.
I think that was like a 3-hour trip or something. Actually, they'll see these Celtics, these Bruins lockers.
Yeah.
I have a crazy collection of those that are Celtics, and one time I had to drive to Norwich, Connecticut to go buy 2 of them. So I think it was like a 4-hour round trip. And then when I got there, the woman that was selling them, like her son, it was in the house, like a grown man's son, and he didn't want to sell it. He got into a fight with his mom in the house, and I couldn't hear them. And the mom came out and she's like, my son won't let me sell it to you, blah, blah. And I just told her, like, I drove all this way here. I don't care what the price is. Like, bring that thing outside and I'm buying it. And I ended up, like, probably starting a family feud right there, but I bought both of the lockers.
Have you ever gone into any, like, crazy bidding wars on these websites you talk about and trying to get some of these relics?
That's a good question. I'm usually embarrassed to tell people how much I pay for some of my items, but one time, like 4 years ago, there was a Red Sox hat that I was after, and it was like the shark tooth design, like I explained to you before, and I got all the way up to like $900 on one hat because I was going up against somebody else that really needed that hat for their collection. And my $900, like a couple years ago, now that hat I could probably sell it for like $1,500 though. So it's like I did pay a lot, but I just knew what I was buying was good.
Brad Stevens said when he acquired Drew Holidays, it's the price to pay to get good players. It's the price to pay to get good antiques.
That's true.
Without getting into specifics, what was the Celtics item that you were able to flip for the most profit?
So I will get into specifics actually, because it was not just Celtics, but during COVID I was at a flea market and I bought like 120 hats, and a couple of them were Celtics, but like most of them were just blank hats, but they were like antique hats, and I only paid $1 each for these hats, right? And then I went online and the hats were worth like $110 each. So basically I stumbled upon like $10,000 in profit on hats, and that's how I bought my wife's engagement ring.
There we go.
Not bad, cool story, right?
Right. Not bad at all. How did you find out about a place like this, and how did you partner with Time Capsule Antiques More here in Plaistow, New Hampshire to open up this amazing antique booth?
So I'm like an old soul and I really like hold like antiques close to me. So it was just cool to come into these stores all the time as a customer and little by little like gain enough knowledge to be able to open my own spot, have enough inventory, have it all priced the right way. It does take a lot, but it's worth it just to be able to like make a couple bucks doing something I love, you know?
What's a dream Celtics item that you have your eyes on that you'd love to be able to purchase someday?
I have my alerts set. This will be very expensive, so I cannot tell my wife this one, but
Only tell the cameras.
Larry Bird warm-up jacket worn by Larry Bird, that would be nice.
Wow.
Like the one with the sleeves cut off, you know? I would like one of those shooting shirts.
And the last question I have for you, what advice do you have for anyone that's looking to get into collecting sports memorabilia?
Main thing is, I will tell you, is collect what you like. Like if you like something certain, like genre of things, like stick to that. Don't go too crazy outside of what you collect. I've been in the game for a long time, so I have friends that are hat people. I have friends that are clothing people. I have friends that are like man cave people. I'm kind of like all of those in one, so like my brain is crazy.
Well, that's all the questions I have. Thanks for your time.
Celtics Talk Weekly, baby. Like, subscribe, follow, come down. Time Capsule Antiques, right across the street from Red Shoe Barn, Plaistow, New Hampshire. Come buy some stuff you can't buy online.
Get some shoes, get some Celtics antiques.
Celtics Talk Weekly. Like, follow, subscribe. We out here.